Hello my friends, and welcome back to my library garden. I appreciate you so much for joining me today. In today's video we're going to be doing a reading from my Houseplant Tarot deck and also a reading from my Woodland Wardens deck. So I'm going to also mix that in with some of my Wild Rituals deck, and we're going to pull a little bit more. But we'll just go ahead and start off with my Houseplant Tarot deck. So I'll get the sage burning here, just to get a good cleanse going on everything. Let's get some going your way. And some on all the cards. I try not to get the sage smoldering because I'm right under a fire alarm. And then we'll get my anointing oil. And we'll go ahead and just get a little bit of that for me. Some for you. And just put some on all my cards and my crystals. I've got some selenite here for us. I've got some quartz. And I've also got some myrrh resin that I've laid down. And I've kind of just tried to set a nice intention for today's reading. So we'll start with the Houseplant Tarot deck. So I only want to do a few cards and then we'll see what happens with those. Alrighty. So the first one we have here is the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Succulents. I love this card. I absolutely think it's a beautiful card in any artwork that it's presented in. But this card is a card of abundance. It's a card of happiness, basically manifestation, good fortune, showing that everything you've been praying for, that you've been putting out intentions for, it's going to come to pass. That's coming forth and it's coming towards you. And when I see this card, ultimately the thing that comes to mind the most is a saying that I grew up with, is that God closes doors that nobody else can open, and he opens doors that nobody else can close. And whether you attribute that to God or the universe, however you believe, I think that's a really impactful saying, because it's true. Because when something's not meant for you, it's not meant for you, and when it is, it is. So whatever you've been manifesting lately and whatever you've been praying for, it's coming to pass, and it's coming. Alrighty. The next card I have for you is the Four of Wands. This is an orchid, moth orchid, I believe. And orchids are really awesome because they show a lot of strength and durability. A lot of people think that, oh, they might be kind of flimsy and delicate flowers, but they're actually very durable. And they actually withhold very well on the base of trees. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. So this, we were on the Four of Flowering Plants, the Four of Wands, and, the Nine of Wands, actually. Excuse me, I can't read Roman numerals today. That is the Nine of Wands. 9. And this means, basically to challenge your obstacles with perseverance and determination. Because the moth orchid is very durable at the base of the trees, and it doesn't sway, it grounds its roots. And so this is really important show of determination and perseverance, and that's going to help you with what you've been manifesting, because whatever we ask for doesn't just get handed to us. We need to work for it, right? So as long as you keep facing everything with determination and perseverance, you're going to have the fruit of your wishes. So next I have the Knight of Cacti reverse. This is also the Knight of Swords. Okay, and this one represents just kind of being in a slump. Maybe you've been having a hard time lately, and that's kind of making you feel down, and that's why it's important to keep up that perseverance and determination when you're feeling down. But it really just shows that sometimes stuff just gets you down, maybe you've been feeling depressed lately, just kind of slowed down. But I think this is a really big time to mention self-validation, because I think often we search for outside things to make us feel better and to pick us up, but sometimes we have to do it ourselves, and that will get us to what we've been wanting. And I know that can be hard and everything, but sometimes I think we have to remember to rely on ourselves more than outside people. And so this just represents that you might have been in some kind of a slump lately. And then here we have the Three of Succulents, or the Three of Cups, and this is going to also be reversed. So we had some good energy at the beginning, and now there's just some things that are a little out of whack. You have your bountifulness coming, but it seems like you've just been kind of in a slump lately. And then with this Three of Cups reversed, it just shows that you can be withdrawn. Maybe you've been noticing some things lately and kind of taking a step back. Maybe this can like even represent like an energy vampire, I think. Having to step back from somebody that hasn't been wishing you the best, that hasn't been in the best circumstances for you. And I'm thinking that maybe you might even be in a slump because of the energy vampire here. And that's kind of what I'm getting, is that this energy vampire might be putting you in a slump, and they're preventing you from, trying to get your prayers, your answered, your manifestations. And then here we have the Eight of Succulents next, the Eight of Cups, and this is also reversed. So I'm seeing just the trail of reversed energy here at the end with that good energy, that there's some kind of energy that's holding you back. There's some kind of person that's trying to hold you back. Because this card just represents that sometimes it's time to cut losses, and sometimes it's time to just ask yourself, is it worth trying with these people? Is it worth trying with this person? Is it time to cut your losses, or is it time to keep trying? Don't try. You're really kind of scrambled right now, and that's what's putting you in a funk, because this person could be an energy vampire that's putting you in a slump. And so right now you really have to ask yourself if you're going to continue trying with this person, or if you're going to call it quits, because they're really preventing you right now from reaching a lot of your goals and dreams that you're desiring and that you've been praying for, and they're holding you back right now. So I think it's important to just kind of think for yourself whether or not you want to continue with this person. Next we have the Nine of Cacti reversed. This is the spider cactus. Okay. And this one is just a show of tension and personal anguish. So what I'm seeing is maybe the person that you're dealing with is causing you a lot of personal and mental anguish within yourself. And it's really just holding you back. It's keeping you in that slump. And this is just a representation of tension. There's a lot of tensions there. And so you have to decide how to work through the tension or cut that tension, because this is causing you a lot of personal anguish and personal doubt, self-doubt, self-image issues. This is causing you a lot right now. And so I think it's time to just maybe take a step back, see things more clearly. It doesn't have to be a decision made today, but something that you definitely need to start considering on what's the next move. And then the last card that I'm going to pull from my Houseplant Tarot deck is, again, reversed. And this is the Queen of Flowering Plants, and this is the Queen of Wands reversed. Now, with this one, this just reinforces that self-validation, right? What we were talking about, that Knight of Cacti. This is a representation of self-validation, because you're seeking validation from this person that's an energy vampire, and it's taking away your dreams. It's taking away the self-motivation you have, that self-esteem, and you're relying on others to validate you, and it's not allowing you to persevere and to stay chasing your dreams. So this is why it's so important to watch who you let in, because you need to protect your peace, right? Like, you're the most important person, and I think oftentimes people want to help everybody and jump in and be everyone's savior, but we can't. We have to be there for ourselves, right? So you need to make sure that you're validating yourself and you're not seeking it from others, because the person you're seeking that validation from right now is feeding off of your energy, and they are honestly energetically killing you. and making you in the slump to where you're not trying to go for your dreams anymore and you're not feeling it, but your dreams are right on the precipice. So if you go for it, it's right there. You just need to step back and take a look at what's going on and think of your best decision. And I think this is a good time to get into the Woodland Wardens deck. This is my Oracle deck. And these are beautiful cards too. Really beautiful cards. So the first one I have for you is the Crow and the Dogwood, which is intelligence. Crows are extremely intelligent creatures, and the dogwood plant is very durable. So this really just shows that you have the tools to fulfill your goals and your desires that you've been trying to achieve, right? That 10 of Cups, the stuff that you're going for, you're putting in the work, that nine of Wands, and you have the tools to get there. You have the tools to solve any problems in your way, but this is a sign that you need to look inward for wisdom and strength, because you're the only person that knows which direction you're going to go, which direction you can go in. So it's really important to rely on yourself for this, that self-validation, right? You have what it takes to get to the next step in your life, but you just need to rely on yourself for it. Next, we have the Wolf and the Rosehip, guardianship. Okay, now this card shows that you could be called to mentor somebody, set an example. Taking leadership is a way that this card resembles. So I'm trying to think of how this ties in a little bit. Maybe being like the guardian of yourself, right? You have to be there with your younger self. You have to mentor yourself. But also perhaps I'm thinking in this situation that there could be others involved that are watching you. So what I'm getting from this card is, you know, make sure you're setting a good example for those that are looking up to you, especially in the situation that you're in. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're in an abusive relationship, perhaps you maybe have kids that are involved in that, and you want to make sure that you're taking it in their best interest to remove them from that situation so that you guys can do better. I don't know, that's kind of just the vibe that I'm picking up from here, is maybe you're the guardian of somebody, but you know, that person is watching the mental anguish that you're going through. So just be wary of those that are looking up to you. And then the last one I have is the Ladybug and the Sweet Pea, and this is happiness. So this is a full circle card that really goes back to that 10 of Cups, right? Because the Ladybug is good fortune, the Sweet Pea was actually given as a gift in Victorian times, as a thank you for when people were able to stay there. So this is just showing that there's good luck and there's happiness entering your plane, happiness entering your timeline, and it's there for you. You just got to go out and reach it. You have the steps, you have the tools. That 10 of Cups is there waiting for you. It's on the other end. Just keep persevering and share that good luck with others, that guardianship. Make sure you're mentoring really well, and to everyone that looks up for you, that you're sharing your fruits. So the next thing I want to do is pull a Wild Rituals card. And there's actually two that I have in mind here that I want to pull. And that's Water and Focus, right? Because focus, we need to step back for that clarity and focus on what's best for us. Focus on what we need to do. To find your true north over an overcasting sky. To remember you already know the way. To shine your heart beacon through the darkened woods, carry this card. I am receptive to the clarity and truth of the universe. I am open to receive the answers to my questions. I am willing to follow the wisdom of the higher spirit. I commit to trusting the illumination. I am gifted. Again, going back to that only God can open and close doors for you. Or only the universe, or whoever you believe in. Only the universe can open and close doors for you, right? So make sure that you set the intention and that you step back and look at the paths laid out for you and, you know, just put out for your highest good. And then I did Water because water is very cleansing, and water is a very nice clarity card. But I really like Water because it just cleanses and it really shows, it washes away all the bad energy and allows for that focus to come in, allows for that clarity. And then I wanted to pull I watched this tarot reader named My Soul, and he does readings from his Pokemon deck, and attributes the characters with things that, you know, people might be going through. So I want to do that, but I'm going to do it with my One Piece card deck and see what cards work for that. Alrighty, so the card I got for you is I'm Invincible. So just remember to keep going for your dreams, keep going for your goals. And sorry, my video keeps like pausing and unpausing and pausing and unpausing, but I think I fixed the glitch. But I think that I'm Invincible card was good because I think it just shows that you can do whatever you want and the sky is the limit, and as long as your higher power is looking out for you, then honestly there's nothing you can't do. And I love that. And then I also want to pull from my Tarot from Self-Care book for you today. And I want to do that on the Queen of Wands that we pulled because I really feel like there should be some self-care connection in that. So I'm just going to turn to the page real quick. Alright, the Queen of Wands, self-care. Try out new perfumes or colognes and choose an invigorating signature scent that will have you feeling confident wherever you go. Add a little luxury to your hydration habits. Use lemons, limes, and cucumbers to enhance your water and add a pick-me-up, or get creative with herbs like mint, basil, and rosemary. Or meditate on the expectations of others and how they differ from your own desires, and use insight to practice living by your own standards. Boom, that self-validation, right? That self-validation. And then just because it says meditate on the expectations of others and how they differ from your own, I kind of just want to add, other people's perspective of you is none of your business, right? It's none of your business because people don't have to like you. They don't have to respect you. They don't have to love you. You just need to like what you see at the end of the day when you look in the mirror. So practice that self-validation. You know, add some pick-me-ups, find your new scent, and ultimately just love yourself and trust yourself to do what's best for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's session, everybody. If you liked today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.